All right, Anna, let's take a look at your paper. MLA citation first. This looks good. All of this looks good. A loyal hero to an unfaithful foe. I like the sound of that. And I think it works well for what you're going after. Now, I know we worked on the first part, the attention getter, and I really like the flow throughout here. The one thing that I will tell you, make sure that you, as soon as you mention the title, you mention the author too. You gotta have the author in here as well. But the rest of it is really kind of just wording a little bit, as far as well, you do have some grammar stuff too. Cause some symptoms such as no colon. This would not be a semicolon. And then this whole last part is awkwardly worded. Those traumatic experiences are these traumatic experiences, and then maybe list them, are a byproduct of his post-traumatic stress disorder or something like that. You just got to word it better. The next wording thing too is your thesis. It's a little too plot driven. So he's hungry for the power and the throne. It provoked him to make poor decisions, and it caused him guilt, which isn't necessarily going to lead itself to analysis. And so I'll be interested to see how you make it work in your paper, but might need to be a little bit stronger than that. But for the most part, I really like the flow of your introduction, probably one of the better ones I've read so far. So that part is good. We just got to clean up the other things. All right, so I'm going to assume that this is your topic sentence here, which is fine, except, which we'll get to in a second, I don't think you really do a good job of explaining this concept, and we'll get that back to that. So you have one sentence to kind of summarize the symptom itself. You have you have a good quote here, and a really good quote followed up with Lady Macbeth to really go back to the whole intrusive memories and how he's feeling, except all of this is plot. And so remember when we said that the thesis could be a little bit too plotty? So all this is plot. This is basically your only sentence of actually tying it in. And remember when I said you might have to, make it a little bit better because it's just more plot driven? Succumbing to his wife's persistent behavior and his unfortunate choice, Macbeth pushed his guilt aside, which only led to his insanity's growth. So all you're saying in your body paragraphs is he felt guilty, and that led to his PTSD, which if you go back here, he was hungry for power, and that led to guilt. So you might have to, again, rework that thesis or add more to this to really explain it in a little bit more detail. Think of more like universal themes, or what it does to a man, that goes through this. I don't know, but you can't have just that one sentence. You got to have a little bit more than that. Good transition statement into the next paragraph, though. All right, take a look at this first sentence. We got a mistake here with punctuation. Macbeth's guilt from not only killing Duncan and his guards, but now Banquo. So no pause there at all. But now Banquo becomes so strong. See, no comma there either, that he begins to see apparitions that no one else can view. So you don't need commas in there at all. So now we're going to talk about disassociation as the perception of out-of-body experience. Now you got a space issue here. This isn't, I realize what you're trying to do here as far as to see like how, I don't know, doesn't feel like this is the greatest quote to really back up the whole how he's feeling sort of thing. Now you got space issues here. You also have some end punctuation. End punctuation is okay here, but up here, you did that one right, but this one wrong. So that period really should go at the end there. So just double check that you're having that correct. This is a little bit better as far as getting into the thesis. All of this basically is talking about the thesis, so much better about getting into that and really tying it into the thesis statement. That you got some good stuff in here. So good job with that. Would like maybe a stronger transition here. He starts to clash with, although no, it's not bad. Nix that, Anna, you're fine. He starts to clash with hypervigilance. So I guess that's okay. But yeah, this is a much better paragraph for tying it into your thesis. All right. So following a really good paragraph, we have a really poor paragraph here, unfortunately, Anna. Not a strong topic sentence. In fact, hypervigilance, you say, also involves sleep deprivation and irritability, which you don't have a topic sentence that covers both of those items. And I think what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to separate them, because you really tried your best to get to that 3-page limit by making this conclusion way long. And I haven't read it yet, but I can already tell you that that's what you were trying to do, is get there. So we need a much stronger topic sentence, and possibly even separating these two. All you do in this paragraph, though, nearly the only thing that you do is really give us plot. Even this, again, I don't think is this. I mean, I guess it is. Prick thy face could be strong, but I really don't feel like it's even strong. You know, you could even bring up when the guy says that the trees are moving. He basically tells him he'll hang him if he's lying. So that might be a good quote to bring in as well. But his outburst of anger towards the servant portrays his irritability and further pushes his diagnosis. Remember what I said? It's just saying that, oh, guess what? The thesis is this. So you're not really adding on to it. Then you get into sleep deprivation. And then you got space issues, you got punctuation issues, that period needs to go there. But again, you don't do anything with it. Like, that's all you do with it. And just say, oh yeah, it also shows that he had PTSD. So you really got to tie it back into something as well. So this whole paragraph just is weak, Anna. You don't really do much of anything in here. And you need to figure that out, how that's going to look. All right, so you got your restatement of your thesis. You got all your main points covered. That sentence is really weak. This stuff almost seems like it should be in the body of the paper. I feel like this is actually getting a little bit more into your theme and a little bit more into your thesis statement. I really like the clincher here. I think it works really well as a bookend with the beginning. So that works really well. So maybe moving a couple of these things would have worked out better. Works cited page obviously gets its own page, so you're going to have to move that down. This is going to get moved over. I think that's the only thing that you need to fix there. So lots of good things in here, Anna. Organizationally, you're really strong, but we got to develop that first and third paragraph a little bit more in order to make this the best it can be. So hopefully we'll see a rewrite out of you. I know you can do a little bit of fixing and it'll turn out all right. So hopefully we'll see that out of you soon.